How is everybody today? Pete here at Spawn Fly Fish, and it is time to have some fun on the vise. So today we are going to tie a variant of the torch using peccary. So this is a peccary torch. So for the hook, we've got the Ahrex FW555 size 12. For the bead, I've got the Spawn slotted tungsten football bead in gold, size 5.5 millimeter. And then I've got some lead-free 0.015. Got 10 wraps of that good stuff on there to hold that bead in place. And let's get some thread started. I've got some purple 6/0 today. 140 purple would be great. Whatever makes you happiest, grab that. So in the world of the torch, you've all tied it, fished it, and you know what it does, catches fish. Great, beautiful fly, pretty easy to tie, very easy to customize, make it work for your water, your fishery, all that good stuff. We all know that. But what we might not all know is how to use peccary. So this is kind of exciting. We'll get into this here shortly, but let's get this tail or tag tied in. So I've got some Globrite, and this is the Cerise, I believe, but I've got 4 strands of it there. And instead of cutting 4 strands, I want all of that riding on the top. You saw that move. We don't want that. Let me readjust here, get all of them on there, playing nice. All right, so just cut 1 long piece, cut that in half, put those together, cut those 2 in half, and you have 4 pieces. And that's what we've got here. So in the sake of keeping this underbody absolutely as uniform as possible, watch how I'm just going to take a few wraps here, get that kind of butted up against those weighted wires, and then I'll come back a little bit, get away from it, and trim out all those tags. Yahtzee. Now I can trim my actual tag. And again, I'm going for roughly, just short of 1 body length there. And by all means, you can brush that stuff out, comb it out, whatever you want to do, and it will splay a little bit better like that for you. So no issues yet. Pretty simple. So let's talk about peccary for a second. Peccary is the hair from a Havelina. Havelina being a critter in the pig family. And as you can see, it's got at the tip there some nice dark brown. Then it gets into a little coloration, more brown, more coloration. So pretty easy to see. It's not going to be all one solid color. But the other beauty of this is as you wrap, it creates its own segmentation. Fantastic, fantastic product. So with most peccary, you can split it at the tips. It'll have these little splits there or whatever, and you can peel these in half. But once peccary's been dyed, a lot of those tips are kind of burned off and all that. So like this is a thinner product than the natural. So there's not always that need to peel these hairs in half. Go ahead and tie them in, use them full. If you find some that you can split, by all means, you want to tie your smaller fly, thinner profile, go for that. But let's keep this as simple as we can for now. And we offer this from the Happy Havelina in 7 colors if you include natural as one of those options. And then the only other option you have to decide is you want the short or the long. So like something like this would require a pretty lengthy hair. And so keep that in mind when you're ordering this stuff. If you tie a lot of bigger nymphs, and by bigger I mean anything over size 14, then the longer fiber is probably going to help you out a little bit more than the short. And if you really want to use this fiber for more of a tail and a leg kind of application, then by all means, the short would be better. So there you go. There's my little spiel on some peccary. You guys have seen me tie with it over the years. I'm a fan. I love the stuff. All right, so at this point, I do want to add a rib. And in the last few videos, we've used this product quite a bit. It's just some extra small gold wire. And there is one key here, and that being this is the rib, but as you can see, this is going to start our fly. So if I tie this rib in like normal, it's going to be behind that peccary. We don't want that. And it's going to be up to us when we start to wrap the peccary to make sure this is in the right spot. But I'm going to butt this up against the weighted wire wraps, and then I'm going to just wrap it back. However, I'm not going all the way back to where that first wrap of peccary will be, so that I'll stand them up. You see that little gap there? What's going to happen is I'm going to take this first wrap, I'm going to bring this wire back, and then I'll get my second wrap in front of that wire, and it will create the perfect groove that this wire will have to use to travel. You'll see here as I start, right? So here's our peccary. I'm going to slightly turn this as I go because I want that first wrap to be exactly straight up and down right there. Now you see that wire comes back, and now it's not our issue for a few seconds. And now I'm just wrapping, taking my time, not going crazy on tension. I'm not really yanking or anything. I am just letting this product, this hair, kind of settle as I go, and it's very, very mild pressure as I go. And you see how it just kind of lends itself, right? It's going where it needs to go. It knows what to do. Very instinctive product, if that makes sense. And what that means for us as tyers is less manipulation and more freedom to alter if we want to. But when you don't have to alter it and it still catches fish, like that's the kind of product I'm looking for. So purple dyed peccary for the win today. Now you see how much this pink just pops off of there. I'm a fan. All right, so now let's see if this works. We're going to get that first wrap right between. Oh, look at that. It's got a little avenue, if you will. You know, much like the bike lane or walking lane. Here we've got our wire rib lane that we made by one simple step of just making sure that peccary goes behind the wire first. And at that point, all you have to do is follow the groove that is created by the segmentation naturally provided by wrapping a single hair. And there we go. Like so. Tie that wire off very well. Bring it back over itself. Get a couple more wraps. That thing's not going anywhere. Let's take a look at that. That is beauty. We are almost done. I know. Who'd have thunk? So now let's get into some of the new dubbing here from Spawn Flash Fish. This is our new Unreal dub, completely synthetic, absolutely amazing for applications just like this one. So I'm going to simply create a little dub noodle, and we're going to get a hot fuchsia colored hotspot thorax, whatever you want to call it, up here in the front. So this color is Fuchsia-Rama. Yes, I have spent many wasteless moments on that television, and so of course this is an ode to one of the greatest cartoons out there, Fuchsia-Rama. And now you see Fuchsia-Rama. There you got it. All right, I might have a little bit much on here, but we'll see. I really want to make this as tight as possible. And again, with this completely synthetic dub, if you're a fan of wax or you're not really comfortable with the dubbing noodle just yet, this is where you go ahead and put a little wax on that thread and make life a little simpler for yourself. But we're just going to go with it for today. There we go. That's the size or density, if you will, that I'm looking for. Just re-tighten up the little bits here at the end. I want to utilize all of it. And if it's scruffy right there at the finish, even better. So there's our thorax, or our hot spot in the front. So now we've got this pink in the back, pink in the front, purple body, interrupted only by the gold wire, which, much like your belt to your shoes, the gold wire hits on that gold bead. So it seems like it's, a lot going on. It's not, and it's pleasing to the eye. And guess what? More importantly, it's pleasing to the fish. So at this point, just go ahead, get in there, neatly, cleanly trim out that thread. And you see this thing is just gnarly, deadly, ready to go. But let's go ahead, due diligence here. Let's get some head cement on these thread wraps before we go toss this in the water. So for the cement today, I've got the Loon Hardhead Clear. Nothing crazy. We all know what to do at this point. At least most of us do. And there you have it, folks. It's about as easy as it gets, I think. I hope you enjoyed. I did. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. But if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you all on the water.